better pay attention to me tonight. I'm so fucking sick of this shit. Touch a boob, buy a drink. I mean, it's like very fucking simple.
If you go out at night in a big city this weekend, you'll notice something right away. There's girls everywhere. You know, bars, restaurants, clubs, 85% women now.
The fact that nightlife venues are now 85% women isn't a coincidence. It's the direct result of men collectively recognizing that the modern club scene is a rigged game designed to extract maximum value from them while providing zero return on investment. What you're seeing is the mass exodus of men from a system that has become so openly hostile and exploitative that even the most blue-pilled simps are starting to wake up. For decades, the nightlife industry operated on a simple model: get men to pay premium prices for overpriced drinks and entry fees while using attractive women as bait to keep them spending. But somewhere along the way, the industry got so greedy and women got so entitled that they forgot they needed to provide something of value in return. Now you have venues that are 85% women because men have finally done the math and realized they're paying hundreds of dollars to be treated like garbage while competing for the attention of women who view them as nothing more than walking ATMs. The women are there because everything is free for them: free entry, free drinks, VIP treatment from staff. They're not there to meet men or form connections. They're there for the Instagram content and the validation that comes from being in exclusive spaces. This shift represents something much bigger than just changing nightlife preferences. This is men collectively rejecting a system that views them as nothing more than resource extraction units. This is the beginning of the end for an entire industry built on male first and female entitlement.
And I picked up on this a while ago just living in New York, but now it's gotten even more obvious and girls are confused as to what's going on, like where are all the guys at? Now obviously I can't speak for everyone, but as a dude who's from a major city, who stopped going out every weekend, I feel like I have some insight to share on why when you go out now you see 85% girls and why the majority of guys are off that. So let's get right into it. The first thing I want to talk about is what I call the humiliation ritual that is now part of going out, right? So to run a trendy bar, club, restaurant in a city like New York, for example, you need exclusivity. That's just how it works. Like these huge groups of girls that you see out and about all dressed up, you know where they're going, the exclusive trendy spots that they probably saw on like TikTok, right? And this has always been the case, but now it's just getting to a ridiculous point, right? You can't just go to cool places as a guy with your friends anymore. There's going to be a line or a cover fee, or you need reservations. There's always some sort of humiliation ritual to get into the spots these days. These girls, it's like you can't even blame them for going out so much. It's a whole different experience, right? They go with their friends, they skip the line, everything is free.
Here's where this man shows he still doesn't fully understand the dynamics at play. He says you can't blame women for taking advantage of a system rigged in their favor, but that's exactly the problem. Nobody holds women accountable for anything anymore. These women aren't innocent participants in a system they didn't create. They're willing collaborators who perpetuate and benefit from a system designed to exploit men. Every time a woman skips a line while men wait for hours, she's endorsing a system based on sexual discrimination. Every time she accepts free drinks while men pay $20 for the same alcohol, she's participating in wealth transfer from men to venues. Every time she gets VIP treatment while men get treated like criminals, she's supporting a hierarchy based purely on her sexual value. But here's what really exposes the modern female mindset. These women genuinely believe they deserve this preferential treatment simply for existing. They don't see it as unfair advantage or discrimination against men. They see it as their natural right. They've been so conditioned to believe that their mere presence is a gift to any venue that they can't even comprehend why men might eventually get tired of subsidizing their entertainment. This is the fundamental delusion of modern women. They think they can take advantage of male generosity and thirst indefinitely without any consequences. They think they can treat men as disposable resources while still expecting those same men to continue providing those resources. They're about to learn a very harsh lesson about what happens when the resource providers decide the game isn't worth playing anymore.
All the bouncers love you. Like, I've seen my friends get dragged out by the neck by bouncers for like not knowing that you couldn't vape. I mean, vaping is low-key, he deserved it, but like it's just the way you get treated as a dude. It's like you're paying to get treated like shit, right? Like, let's say you're walking around with a group of your guy friends. trying to get into cool places. Oh my God, in New York now, it's like you might as well be wearing shirts that say like we're big fat morons, because that's what you're gonna get treated like.
This is the reality that men face every single weekend in major cities across the West, and it's finally reached a breaking point where even the most desperate men are walking away. The level of humiliation and disrespect that men are expected to endure just for the privilege of spending their own money has become so extreme that it's actually backfiring on the entire industry. Think about what this man is describing. Men are being treated like criminals and idiots for the crime of wanting to socialize and have fun. They're being forced to wait in lines while women walk straight in. They're being charged cover fees while women get in free. They're being overcharged for drinks while women get them comped. They're being treated with suspicion and hostility by staff while women are treated like royalty. And what do men get in return for enduring this systematic discrimination and financial exploitation? The privilege of competing with dozens of other men for the attention of women who view them as nothing more than entertainment and free drinks. The opportunity to spend hundreds of dollars for the chance to be rejected, ignored, or used for validation by women who have no intention of providing anything in return. This is what peak gynocentrism looks like, a society so focused on catering to female desires that it has forgotten men are human beings deserving of basic respect and dignity. The nightlife industry has become a perfect microcosm of broader social dynamics where men are expected to provide everything while receiving nothing.
And a lot of dudes, like myself included, are just done with this. Like, what's the return? Like, money has always been the filter for nightlife and having fun at night, going out. But now the filter, it's just between, the humiliation rituals and the financial burden. A lot of guys like myself, it's just like, I'd rather spend this money elsewhere. The vodka soda money and, the money I'm paying the bouncer to get in, whatever. Like, this is awful. I'm not getting anything in return for this. I'd rather go on trips. I'd rather save it, go out, have a nice dinner.
This is the moment of red pill awakening that millions of men are experiencing simultaneously across the Western world. They're finally asking the most important question: what am I getting in return for this investment? And the answer is becoming increasingly clear: absolutely nothing. This man has discovered what every successful man eventually learns: your time, money, and energy are finite resources that should be invested in things that provide actual value and return. Spending hundreds of dollars to be treated like shit while competing for low-quality women who offer nothing but attitude and entitlement is the worst possible investment a man can make.
Like, with people that I actually enjoy talking to, that I can hear, have a conversation with. It's like anywhere but at some stinky bar or club that treats me like shit. So let's say you and your boys, you go out and you get done with the humiliation ritual. You're like, fuck it, we'll wait in line, we'll pay the cover, whatever. The drinks are $20, but we're trying to have fun, we're trying to meet girls. So you're in the spot, right? The amount of times the past few years where I'd be in a place and I'm looking around, I'm like, I'm not having fun. I'm like looking at people, I'm like, they don't look like they're having fun. It's like no one's having fun anymore.
This observation cuts right to the heart of what's really happening in modern nightlife. It's not about fun anymore, it's about social media performance and status signaling. The entire experience has become a hollow performance where people pretend to be having a good time for the sake of their Instagram stories while actually being miserable. The women in these venues aren't there to meet men or form genuine connections. They're there to collect Instagram content and validate their social status. The few men who are still there aren't there to have fun. They're there because they've been conditioned to believe that this is what successful men do, even though they're miserable the entire time. This is the death of authentic nightlife culture. What used to be genuine spaces for social connection and fun have been transformed into sterile performance venues where everyone is acting out a script for social media rather than actually living their lives. The music is too loud for conversation, and the people are too self-absorbed for real connection.
Like, it would be different if you get into these places and people are dancing and it's just like good vibes, good energy, good music, but it's not. Like, I'm no Michael Jackson, but it just feels like going to a club or a nightlife situation bar where no one's dancing. It's like going to a restaurant that doesn't serve food. It's like, I've been looking up like videos of nightclubs in the 80s, and it's like, oh my God, I for sure would have gotten down with this. Like, at least back in the day, you could bust some moves and like have fun, just like let go a little bit. But now it's like, what are we even fucking doing here? You look around, everyone's just like aura farming, like the music is so loud, everyone's on their phone. It's like, I don't really feel the need to participate in this. I feel like I'm not missing anything by not being here, right? And I feel like even a couple of years back, like pre-2020, people were having actual fun. They would go out and have fun. Like when I was in college, when I was in high school, it's like, it was a whole different experience. Now it's like, I don't know, it's just bad vibes. The whole point of going out is to have fun, and it really feels like at a lot of these places, people are just going through the motions. Like, as long as it looks like they're having fun on their social medias, like, they don't need to actually have fun. So my next big reason that I feel like going out every weekend, partying, these clubs, these bars is stupid is because I have nothing to celebrate right now, right? Like, I'm no longer in high school, I'm no longer in college. The shit is getting real out here. So there's this big part of me that doesn't feel like I've earned the right to be out partying. And I know a lot of guys feel like this right now. Obviously, I'm not talking about special, life events, birthdays, people getting married, babies born, shit like that, right? But just going out every weekend for the purpose of going out, that feels stupid. That feels like I'm going in the wrong direction, right? Because it's like, what the fuck am I celebrating? I'm not even close to where I'm trying to be at in life right now. And I know I'm not the only one either. A lot of guys, a lot of my friends, they feel the same exact way. If I go out every single weekend and party like I'm, still a kid, I'm gonna be broke and a deadbeat by the time I hit 30.
Every dollar spent on overpriced drinks is a dollar not invested in your future. Every weekend spent hungover is a weekend not spent building skills or working toward your goals. The women who dominate these venues are betting that men will continue to prioritize short-term pleasure over long-term success. They're counting on men being weak enough to keep subsidizing their lifestyle while neglecting their own development. They want men to remain boys forever because boys are easy to manipulate and exploit. But intelligent men are finally recognizing this dynamic and choosing a different path.
Right, so a lot of guys are looking at that and it's like, okay, I'll trade the Sunday scaries for some peace of mind and a good days of work. You can't work. I personally can't do anything when I'm hungover, especially if you're working hard every week. Like, the weekend's gonna be your only time to focus on your own goals, your own projects, side hustles. So a lot of dudes trade the hangover, the Sunday scaries, for 8 hours of sleep and working the next day. It's like, I don't view the weekend as this break from reality like I used to when I was younger, because now it's like, if I keep viewing it like that, I'll be stuck here where I'm at forever.
The nightlife industry as we know it is dying because men have finally reached their breaking point with a system designed to extract maximum resources from them while providing zero value in return. But this isn't just about bars and clubs. This is about the fundamental restructuring of male-female relationships in Western society. For decades, men have been conditioned to believe that their primary value lies in their ability to provide resources, entertainment, and validation to women who offer nothing meaningful in return. The nightlife industry was just the most obvious example of this dynamic in action. Now that men are walking away from nightlife en masse, we're seeing the beginning of a much larger cultural shift. Men are finally asking the fundamental question that should have been asked years ago: what do we get in return for all this investment? And when they look honestly at the answer, they're realizing they've been played for fools. The modern nightlife scene perfectly encapsulates everything wrong with contemporary gender relations. Women get everything for free while men pay premium prices for the privilege of being treated like shit. Women are celebrated simply for existing while men are viewed with suspicion and hostility. Women consume resources while men provide them, and everyone pretends this is natural and fair. But here's what the genocentric establishment didn't anticipate: men have other options. Unlike women, who depend entirely on male attention and resources for their validation and lifestyle, men can create value and meaning in their lives without female participation. Men can travel, build businesses, develop skills, create art, pursue hobbies, and build meaningful friendships with other men. When men realize they can have better experiences and more genuine fun without women involved, the entire system breaks down. When men choose self-improvement over female validation, the power dynamic shifts completely. When men invest their resources in themselves rather than in women who despise them, they become the prize instead of the pursuers. This is why women are panicking about the nightlife gender imbalance. It's not that they miss male company or conversation, it's that they've lost their primary source of free resources and validation. They've created a system so exploitative and hostile to men that even the most desperate simps are walking away, and now they're facing the consequences of their own greed and entitlement. The man in this video represents millions of men across the Western world who are having the same realization simultaneously. They're recognizing that the party lifestyle is a scam designed to keep them weak, broke, and dependent on female validation. They're choosing delayed gratification over instant gratification, investment over consumption, self-improvement over entertainment. When men stop participating in systems designed to exploit them, those systems collapse. When men stop seeking female validation, women lose their primary source of power over men. When men choose themselves over women, the entire gender dynamic shifts in favor of men. What we're witnessing is the natural consequence of decades of anti-male sentiment and genocentric policies finally reaching their logical conclusion. Women pushed men so far away that men have finally decided they're better off without women entirely. The party is over, literally and figuratively, and women are about to discover what happens when the men who built and funded their playground decide to take their ball and go home. The future belongs to men who understand this dynamic and position themselves accordingly. While women continue to chase empty validation in social media content, these men will be building wealth, developing skills, and creating the kind of lives that actually matter. And when they're successful and fulfilled, they won't need to chase women because women will be chasing them, but by then, these men will understand their true value and won't settle for the low-quality women who are currently dominating the nightlife scene. The red pill truth is that women need men far more than men need women. The nightlife collapse is just the beginning of a much larger awakening where men realize their own power and stop giving it away to women who don't deserve it.